Is this thing on? Oh, hey everyone, it's me, Riri. Welcome back to my channel for another Cricut craft tutorial. But before we get started in today's project, please be kind enough to hit the big red subscribe button in your right hand corner. That way you become part of the JOLAS family here with me on YouTube. And head over to my website at jolasfashions.com. Over there, you're going to see some of our must-have, simple yet classic merchandise. Don't forget to sign up for our email exclusive. That way we keep you updated with what's going on with us. In today's video, I'm going to show you a simple, fun way to layer HTV paper in the Cricut Design Space using registration marks. When I print my brand t-shirt like the one I'm wearing today, it says Believe, Faith, Freedom. I normally use one color, but today I'm going to show you two colors. This is going to be so much fun for me, and I know it's going to be fun for you. For this project, all you will need is, you'll need your Cricut cutting machine, and you see I have mine here, but the Silhouette or the Cameo will work just fine. Whatever cutting machine you use is just fine. You will need two colored HTV paper. I have the neon green and neon yellow here. I have my tweeting tool, a pair of scissors just in case I need them. I have my JOLAS decal that goes on the back of each garment that we sell. Also a measuring tape, because at some point I will be using a measuring tape. And then there's our JOLAS woven label that's stitched on the left bottom side of each garment that we sell. I have my trusty tape, because sometimes the mat, the HTV paper doesn't stick quite well to my mat, and maybe it's time for me to get a new one, but I know using tape works just fine. I use the Cricut cutter to cut those straight lines, because I don't know how to cut a really good straight line, so I use that one. And these are very helpful. Wanted to show you these, the Teflon pillow sheets. You insert these inside the garment, and it helps you to keep creases from around the necklines. When you iron it flat, it just gives you that extra lift around your print area. I'm also using the Bella Canvas Heirloom Jersey. I love these tees. They're soft, flexible, they're durable, they last really long. And what I like most about these is that you can pop that label out, and if you own your own company, your own business like I do, you can insert your own brand there. So these are the materials that we will be using for this project. And we're going to hop over into the Cricut Design Space and get started. Let's get started on the project. Let's get into the Cricut Design Space. And you see Cricut Access, they offer you all of these things if you subscribe to them. I'm not really ready to commit to something like that, so when this pops up, I usually just click no thanks. Select your projects. I have this one already that I'm going to work on. I'm going to customize it. And you'll see this is what I'll be using my brand name to create HTV layers. I'm going to use two different colors. Okay, I already have the font pre-selected as well. This one's called Lucida Calligraphy, and I absolutely love this one. And I want it offset just like this. So to make sure that it's aligned well, I will select both of them, go up here to align, slightly down, and align to the right, because I do want the EST 2019 to be offset underneath the word JOLAS to the right. And over here in the corner, you will notice I already have my registration marks already ready to go, but I will show you how to simply create them. This step is so easy. Click on Shapes, grab a square, and you'll notice the size of this one is really big. It's huge. So I want to size it down to 0.5. Once it's down to that size I want, I'm going to create 3 others of this size, just like this one. I'll go over here in the top right hand corner and hit duplicate, and I'll do that 3 times. And so I have 4. Very simple to create registration marks, and we have to remember registration marks are good. The purpose for these are to align your text evenly, so when you get ready to layer that they line up well. Okay, I'll get rid of these. I'm not going to use those right now, but let me repeat that step one more time so that you're clear how to create a registration mark. Shapes, square, and you can use any shape you like, to be honest. I particularly stick with the square. All right, we're going to size it down up here in the top to 0.5. Drag it over, top right hand corner underneath the word make it is duplicate, and you do that 3 times to create 4. And there you have 4 registration marks. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to use those registration marks. You want to align them above the text at the top and below. I want to move this over so when I select it, it does not grab the word JOLAS. So here, and let's bring this down a bit. Also, I have to go back in and realign it to make sure that it's lined up well, because I did move it a tad bit. Highlight, align to the right, because I want the bottom text to be underneath the word JOLAS to the right. Okay? Now you're going to go up here and grab these 2 registration marks. Align them. I'm going to align them top. Here we go. Go down, grab these 2 registration marks, and I want to align them to the bottom. Now, so that they're nice and even all the way around, I'll select these 2 here on the right, align to the right. Go back over here, select these 2, and align, and you notice that they're not even. So aligning them will make sure that when you layer that they're even. So we're going to align to the left. And there you go. Let's move this one over a little bit. And go back and align again. Just to even them up. Align to the right. And then I'm going to go back to the bottom to make sure that they're aligned. Yeah, they look pretty even. And here, same thing, align to the top, and then they're even all the way around. Now, you want to select everything, registration marks and text, and you want to duplicate, and you go over here, the same row, to the left. You want to group, bring this one down, and you want to hide it because you're not going to use this one right now. Please be sure, do not weld, attach, or flatten at the bottom. Once you do that, you will not be able to manipulate the text anymore. So now that it's highlighted, it's selected, you want to hide this group because you'll come back to it later. All right, now what you're going to do is the EST 2019, you're gonna hide that one as well, because you'll come back to that one later. Okay. Highlight the JOLAS, and now you're going to attach. Okay. Drag this one over, go back to your group, move it over, and this time you're going to ungroup. Underneath layers, right up top, it says ungroup them. And this time you're going to hide the JOLAS, because you're not going to use that one. Okay, let's hide this one for a second so that we do not select it all of them. Okay, so now you're going to select and attach, and you should be good to go. Go back over here to this one that's attached. Now you have two separate layers, one for EST 2019, and then you have the one for JOLAS. And if you line the registration marks up, and there you have it, two different layers. And go back here so that they're nice and even to align, and we're going to say on top, and you should be ready for print. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, so one layer for JOLAS, that's going to be one color, one layer for the bottom text, and that's going to be a different color. So let's get these ready to cut. We're going to send them to the cutter by clicking the green button at the top, make it, and you'll see that they're loaded onto the same mat. The nice thing about this is that they're able to fit on one mat because the text is so small. Make sure you see the red border that goes around the mat, that your text isn't all the way up there touching those red lines, because you'll cut off some of the things that you need. So drag it down a little bit away from the red border. Drag it down here a little bit away from the bottom red border. Okay, and over here, you do not have to mirror this whenever you're doing layers. Oh, I'm sorry, correction. You must mirror. So you hit the mirror, and they're flipped and ready to go. Early on in the video, I told you I like to use the Cricut cutter, and for that reason, I use the Cricut cutter because you notice on the mat it gives you the inches, or how long or short you should cut your vinyl. So that's where the Cricut cutter comes in handy for me. I really appreciate that because I do not like to waste vinyl, so I like to get it just the right size. The top text is between 1 and 5.5 inches, so I like to use a pen and mark that area off using the Cricut cutter. I place it in here like so. Let's do it this way. I want to change the way I put it in, so I'll do it this way. 5.5. Mark that off. Let's run it through the Cricut cutter, line it up evenly right here on this line. Because I'm a lefty, when I cut, I like to move from right to left versus left to right. Okay, there we go. And I have the size that I need. I'm gonna do the same thing for the bottom layer. And I had to improvise a little bit. I was gonna use the light green neon color, but I ran out. So the bottom one is between just before the 6, a little past the 11. So what I will do is line it up about here. Make sure that I have enough. Can you see that? I hope you're able to see that. And mark it off just a little past the 11. And I'll do the same thing using the cutter. Move it inside, line it up, the mark here, down, and it'll give it a nice even cut. Okay, so we're gonna load them on the mat. Top layer, line it up like so, a little past the 5.5, and I thought I was gonna have to use some tape, but the mat is still okay. It's not losing the adhesive part just yet. And so the neon green colored text for the bottom, I mean the neon green HTV. Okay, a little past 6.5. I'll go up just a little and make sure we get everything, including the registration marks. Okay, smooth it out, and it is ready to go in the Cricut Explore Air 2 cutter. That's the machine I'm using. And remember, whatever system you're using, whether it's the Silhouette or the Cameo, it should work just fine. And I told you that my mat wasn't sticking as well, so very well. So you notice these are coming up. That's where my trusty tape comes in handy. So I'm gonna tack those down and get ready to feed it, to load it into the cutter. So we're at this point. You want to hit continue. Oh, it's still loading. It says, oh, I need to connect to my machine. You see the flashing light that indicates that it's ready to be loaded. I have the setting on Iron On Plus. When you're loading your mat, be sure to get it between these two tabs, this one on the right and this one on the left. And I usually give it an extra push to make sure that it's in there nice and snug. And we're gonna go ahead and push the feed button, and I'll let you guys watch as it works. And it's cutting. The sensors have already went to work, and I'm going to show you the computer how it reads, and it's telling you at what percentage it's cutting. get ready to weed it. Before I press, I insert my Teflon pillow sheet, and this is where my measuring tape will come in place, and also these little round sticky notes or little papers or whatever. They're inexpensive. I think I got these from the dollar store. So I'm going to insert this Teflon pillow inside the shirt. When I press it, I don't want this crease from the collar to show up on the back. Got it inside, nice and even. There we go. And we're gonna give this a good press just for 8 seconds or so. Nothing really major, just to take the moisture out before we lay down our HTV paper. Hopefully you all can see I had the press a little bit too high, so I'm lowering it to 320, and then I'm going to give this shirt a good 8-second press. I'm going to take my measuring tape. I've seen other crafters use those ruler type measuring tapes to lay your vinyl in just the right place, but I use just the simple measuring tape. You can get it from any craft store. I go down from the collar to about 3.5. I use the sticky note. Move that out of the way. We're gonna lay this here, just with the letter L just above, to make sure I'm getting it evenly. Oops, let me make sure I'm getting it evenly. I'm gonna remeasure because I don't want it to be off. 3.5, yeah, that's still about right. Keep that one laid down. Okay, remove this because you don't want to press this dot on there. Put that to the side. Now, I've also seen other crafters fold a shirt to give them a nice even line to determine where the middle is, but I like to use my measuring tape to give me a guide. Whatever works for you is okay. This happens to work for me. It's 6.5, so I need to move it over just a little. Just a small little shove to the left, or lightly move it. I mean to the right. Now it's at 6 on the left from the seam. All right, from here, from the letter S to the side seam, it's 6 inches. From the letter J to the left side seam is 6 inches. So for me, that is directly in the middle. I'm gonna line it up, make sure it's not slanted or tilted in any kind of way. And caution, before you press this, you have to remove these registration marks, or your shirt will end up with the registration marks on there pressed on. And I know you don't want to do that. You've put in all that hard work, but that's the joy of crafting, because we make mistakes. No one's perfect. Now it's lined up well, and we're ready to press. Ready Okay, I'm going to cover the top with another Teflon sheet, and the press is set at 320. Give it enough pressure and press for 20 seconds. Sometimes my timer doesn't work, so I just count down. Okay, lift it up. And there we go. I'll let this cool off because it's cool peel, so I prefer it to cool off completely, and then we will take off the top carrier sheet and we'll place the bottom half of the HTV paper. It's completely cooled off. Now we can remove the top carrier sheet. Hold your letters down, because sometimes you never know if they're not pressed on well. Nice. Now I've trimmed the extra carrier sheet around the letters, so you want to make sure you line it up the way you want it, being careful not to touch the top letters that you've already pressed. And it looks like it's on there well. Yeah, I believe so. It looks good to me. I don't know about you guys. Does it look nice to you all? Let me know in the comments. Okay, this seems about right. Cover it again with another Teflon sheet. And press the top portion of the press. Another 20 seconds. Well, this time I'm going to do like 12 seconds because the top word, the JOLAS, was already pressed for 20 seconds. So I don't want to overdo it. And the nice thing that I've noticed about the neon colors, it doesn't take much heat for them to press. And they usually stay on pretty well. And there you go. Let this cool before we take it off. And it's finished. It looks very well. Nice, actually. Everything's lined up well in your two colors. Top color, bottom color. I mentioned earlier in the video that I would be adding some details from my own brand. I'm going to show you guys how I insert the inside neck label. And if you guys would like to know how I made my labels, let me know in the comments, because I'll be glad to do a video for you to show you how I made them. They're really easy, very, very easy to do. So I have it lined up here, and you'll see this is my own label, and it's on HTV paper as well. So when you're inserting your neck label, especially on light color garments, you have to reverse the text. So we put it in here like so, still using the Teflon pillow. Oops, sorry guys. Just like that, and I'll give that a good press for about 10 seconds or so, and then we'll take out the tearaway label. And this is again the Bella Canvas heirloom jersey. I didn't record adding the customized woven label here, but I stitched these at the end, the left corner of each of garment that I personally sell. And yeah, and this is the finished product. Inside neck label, the layered HTV using 2 different colors, and my personal woven label. Today's project was really simple. Learning how to make registration marks, use those registration marks, layer 2 different colors in the Cricut Design Space. So I hope you guys had fun watching just as much as I had fun doing the project. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, share it. If you do something like this, leave a comment. Let me know how it worked out for you, or tell me what you liked most about this video or what I can tweak about it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.